I was going to start off with a bit of light humor because
that'd be good. That'd be good.
You guys remember Ghostbusters 2016, don't you?
Why would you say that?
Why did you say that name?
I just begun to forget.
Well, you remember Leslie Jones was in that movie. I was going to say she starred in that movie, but that's a bit of a stretch. But she was in it, and we all had a good laugh at her performance because it was comedy gold. But she's recently released her autobiography, Leslie Effin Jones, which is great.
But is that the name of the book?
We've all been reading it. Yes, believe.
Oh yeah, like that's the New York Times bestseller, just waiting to happen right there. But fortunately, the good people in the world of journalism have done our work for us, and they've picked out excerpts from this book that are most relevant to what we're talking about here. Because she goes into a lot of detail, apparently, about her role in Ghostbusters 2016, because it's the only thing of note that she's done in her entire career. Anyway, but I can read you a little excerpt, and you can form your own opinions about this. We can discuss afterwards. How does that sound? And I'll try to make it sound as interesting as I can, because damn, it goes on. Jones talked about the backlash to her being in the reboot in her new memoir, which Rolling Stone excerpted in their most recent issue. She also confirmed that she made way less, quotation marks, than fellow actress Kristen Wiig and Kate McKinnon and Melissa McCarthy on the picture. How much less is way less? Well, Jones made only $150,000 for her role in the film, while the headlining McCarthy's salary was $14 million.
Wait, what?
What? Real? Why would you pay her $14 million?
Jeez. She's a rising star.
She is not.
I don't know if they overpaid
actress
for Melissa or underpaid for Leslie.
Oh, that is brutal. Yeah.
If that's true,
there's no way she's worth that. She is not a box office draw. So anyway, the math comes out to Jones making just 1% of what McCarthy did for the film. Quote, "It was made clear to me at times during the process that I was lucky to even be on the movie." True, wrote Jones. Yeah. But honestly, I was thinking, I don't have to be in this motherfucker, especially as I got paid way less than Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig. No knock on them, but my first offer was to do that movie for $67,000. I had to fight to get more, and in the end I got $150K, but the message was clear. This is going to blow you up. After this, you're made for life. All that kind of stuff. As though I hadn't had decades of a successful career already.
Anybody name a movie she's been in besides Ghostbusters?
Yeah, who wants to tell her?
It's actually a really good question. What's she been in?
I mean,
I can't think of anything other than Saturday Night Live, which she was on. That's
apparently she was in the Angry Birds movie.
Oh, that's a real cultural phenomenon.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is like the same line of thinking as like some fucking unknown actress who'll be like, oh, I starred opposite, or I was in a movie with Tom Cruise and I didn't get paid as much as him. Like, guess what? You're not worth as much as someone like that because they have a proven track record as a box office star. You know, even I'm not going to claim that Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig are box office gold or anything, but like they obviously were established actresses. You know, they'd had many movies behind them, and I guess they'd proven that they could make money, which is why they got paid more. Leslie Jones had not. I don't know why this is such a hard thing to grasp. You know, and to be fair, $150K for a few weeks' work isn't terrible when you're a largely obscure actress.
That's good.
Well, I mean, I'll say this much. If you, for example, were offered a hell of a lot less than almost everyone on the production, but the production is something that might get a huge amount of eyes, it's something you consider as an actor.
Well, that's exactly what they told her. It's like, this is going to blow up your career and it's going to put you on the map. And I'm sure at the time it seemed that way. And it's like, well, okay, fine. It's an investment in the future. I'll take the hit on this one, so it'll open up much more lucrative film roles for me later. It didn't work out that way because the movie was garbage, but like it could have been. And that's how these things are done. That's how it's always worked out in Hollywood. I don't know why she has such a problem with it.
Yeah, it makes me think about how, like, sometimes I wonder if they are telling the truth about how they're actually feeling, or if they're just taking this opportunity. Because I'm like, we all know when you say like, my name is John Smims and I couldn't even get as much money as Brad Pitt. What's that about? It's like, well, I don't even know who you are. that's probably why. that's literally how it's always so self-evident whenever these things happen, but at the same time they always feel the need to point it out. And I wonder if it's just because it's as a PR move it works, but then again,
well, I mean,
it does work.
Just as a reference, like so let's consider what she's done since Ghostbusters. She had a voiceover role in Sing. She was in the Angry Birds movie 2 as a voice.
Whoa.
Not even
and so basically she did 2 movies in 2016, one in 2019, the Angry Birds movie 2, and Coming to America in 2021. So she did like 3 movies since Ghostbusters 2016.
Wow. Okay.
In the space of that's 7 years now. That's why she's doing this now. It's clearly no one cares about her. No one's interested in hiring her. But she can release this autobiography and complain about all the ways she was done dirty by Hollywood, and probably get a bit of attention and parlay that into more roles in future.
To be fair to the makers of Ghostbusters, they said she was going to blow up after it was released. Everyone was definitely talking about her after it released.
That is true, yeah. I think in retrospect, she should have paid them to be in the movie.
Hey.
Big compensation for how annoying she is.
I mean, I went after John Smith. I was going after John Smims, okay? Everyone's favorite actor, John Smims.
John Smims, yeah.
John Smims.
Classic.
Well, this complaining about pay thing is an easy way to get PR, like you said. I mean, they're even doing it right now with the She-Hulk actress is mad. Well, she's not mad, but there's outlets that were comparing her amount of money to the One Piece actor.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this guy? That guy's like a pretty well-known sword actor in these movies. He's been in a couple anime adaptations, actually. And he's Sonny Chiba's son. So he's pretty talented.
Plus what he was in was actually good. I mean,
great show.
Well, so here's the question: if it came up that someone got paid less than someone that we would expect them to be paid more than, it's like, what happens then? It's like, well, I guess we won't use the examples of how we thought you were more famous. At that point, it's just a matter of, was your agent negotiating for you correctly?
Well, I mean, I could argue that using the Ghostbusters 2016 movie as an example, like Chris Hemsworth was arguably the biggest star of everyone in that cast, but I'm sure he got paid way less, because there's no way he was getting 14 million for that movie.
He was the best performance in that movie, probably. He actually played a very different character than what you usually see him do, and he was kind of funny with some of the deliveries.
Yeah, he was about the non-comedian was probably the most funny part of that whole movie.
Like people made such a big deal out of like Jennifer Lawrence getting paid more for Passengers than Chris Pratt did. I would argue he was a bigger actor even then.
Yeah, but she was the first female action star. So I mean,
she was the first person.
She was the
do anything.
That's right.
Yeah, she was a prime example of believing your own hype. I think. You know, she really bought into that, and it's like, yeah, I'm worth so much more than everyone else, and it's like, no, you're not. You haven't actually like headlined a successful movie since The Hunger Games. That was like 10 years ago at least. But I just thought it was an interesting little thing about the economics of Hollywood, and yeah, man, I guess ultimately you get paid what you're worth, and perhaps more importantly, what your agent can negotiate for you, and clearly Leslie Jones wasn't worth that much.